You were surprised at that. You were surprised. Let me just read one of the things they thought was...
I am being rude. I'm surprised they attacked me for it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age. Why hide it? I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm
saying they look older and not as good isn't sexist. Just calling it how it is.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. If you like your food but you don't like exercise, you're probably piling on the pounds, and you get bigger and bigger, and soon you don't feel like exercise at all. And you think, what's the point? And you're embarrassed about going to the gym or being seen waddling along the road. Fat cunt.
Racism could just be an old survival instinct, knowing who was in or out of your tribe back then. Not so helpful now, though.
Well, here's Ricky, and this is the total common sense that a lot of people need to be having. He is exposing it right here.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive. Yeah. I want them to start saying I found it offensive. Because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it. Yeah. There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke. It's trying to make I'm offended sound important. Yeah. It's no different to saying I've got a pain in my leg. Yeah. Right, I believe you. Yeah. But there's nothing to do with me. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong. Yeah. Yeah. You know, if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings. Yeah. So you don't have to pay the jungle.
If he says something and you get hurt, that's on you. But if he influences people to act on it, that's a different story. His ME disease skit just proves it.
But the radio in England a few weeks back, Radio 4, quite highbrow, there was a discussion about political correctness. My name came up straight away, right? And there was this woman on there going, oh yeah, well it's not right. Ricky Gervais, he makes jokes about fat people. He wouldn't make jokes about gay people, would he? And being fat is like being gay. What? No, it's not. What? You can't choose your sexuality. As we've established, you choose whether to eat too much or not. You know, with your sexuality, you're born, you grow up, you discover you like same-sex relationships, and that's it. You're gay, okay? For being gay to be the same as being fat, you'd have to be born, be straight, grow up knowing you're straight, but gradually and consciously wean yourself onto cock. Oh. Happy 16th birthday, son. This is Raoul. Suck his cock. Sorry, father? Suck his cock. 16 now, suck his cock. I don't like cock, father. Doesn't like cock. How do you know if you've never tried it? Suck his cock. I don't... Suck one cock. Suck... that's not sucking it, that's playing with you. Put it in your mouth. Put it... Look, have a go, you might like it. Oh, it's not so bad, is it? I fucking love these.
Just flip it around. Did straight people choose to like the opposite sex, or was it just how they felt? Same goes for gay folks.
I did think of adopting for a while, a little third world child, because that would tick all three boxes, wouldn't it? You know? You think of it like, one, I wouldn't be adding to the population problem. I'd be alleviating an existing problem. A young kid born through no fault of his own into abject poverty. He would have died without me. I can literally save his life and give him a great upbringing, right? Two, he would be grateful, wouldn't he? He'd want to pay me back, wouldn't he? Particularly if I let him know that all the other kids in the village, they weren't so lucky, they didn't make it out. I'd tell him that early on, so he really bucked his ideas up, right? I'd go, Tundi, come here. Yeah. Go and pop a shirt on, you're not in Africa now, mate. That's better. Yeah. Tundi, yeah, water straight out of a tap, innit? Yes. No, it's not free, it's Hampstead. Yeah, of course it's safe. Safe fresh drinking water. Have as much as you want. Have a bucket full. Start with that fresh drinking water. There you go. Go and clean the car.
You were surprised at that. You were surprised. Let me just read one of the things they
I
thought
am being
was...
rude. I'm surprised they attacked me for it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age. Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying why...
Saying they look older and not as good isn't sexist. Just telling it straight.
Just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? It's... offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second-guess people if you... So... Well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right... Come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off.
Tom Hanks's arrogance is next level. How does he get off telling people what's what?
When I was in England trying to do stand-up there, you can't say anything about the Queen. They have a fit, and they won't laugh. Is that true when you do it?
No, not anymore.
Not my
Well, it was then.
No. I mean, I think that, I think that BBC are still a bit stuffy because they get complaints and, you know, they're a sort of government body, so they fear... complaints, but live, no, anything, it's just, no.
Well, when you go on the Golden Globes, a lot of time you are politically incorrect and hilarious, of course.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
So this is...
Well...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that, just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? It's... offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second-guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that, but, you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing. So if you're saying anything, you should polarise. You should polarise, because everyone's different, so...
But this year, you didn't host, and do you miss the fact that this was the Weinstein year?
Oh, I was salivating. Honestly, I got an adrenaline rush thinking of, you know, what I could say and whether I'd have to go to jail. And, you know, I like that opportunity because I do like that, you know, when there's a tension, when there's an elephant in the room, although he wasn't there this year. I do like that because I do like confronting that, because I think it takes the audience to a place it hasn't been before. And it can be a mutual backslapping, you know, fest, fine, but don't televise it, you know, because I'm not doing it for the 200 egos in the room. I'm doing it for the 200 million people watching around who aren't winning awards, who aren't millionaires, who don't
care about the awards. That's right.
Humanity, which we mentioned, is your first comedy special in 7 years, and you say that it's the right time for it, the subject matter. Wow.
Yeah, well, I left it for 7 years, not on purpose. I was doing other things. I did a series, I did Derek, I did a couple of movies, and I pushed it back because I always thought that stand-up was like the second or third thing I did, whereas now I've changed my mind. Now it's my favourite thing. I could give everything else up because it's such a privilege, and freedom of speech is so important these days. And you've got to, you know... and I've reached the age now where I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? It's like,
welcome aboard,
what's the worst that can happen?
Welcome aboard.
I'm going to die soon.
Yeah.
So I'm offended. I'm going to die. So what? You know, so...
You made enough money at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to give that to animals anyway, just to see the look on my stupid family's face. Leave it all to animals.
And by the way, if Humanity is on Netflix, you're going to want to see it.
So. And you talk about your family in
I do. This is the most personal. Again, I think they're the same.
They'd cancel this show in a heartbeat if you could legislate against stupidity.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive. Yeah. I want them to start saying I found it offensive. because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke. It's trying to make "I'm offended" sound important.
Yeah.
It's no different to saying I've got a pain in my leg.
Yeah.
Right, I believe you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do with me. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Ricky nails it. Being offended is a choice you make for yourself.
Remember those?
I used to be a pair of curtains, but I felt like my true self when I finally got surgery and became a tote bag. In this day and age, we should assume people aren't fascists until they prove otherwise. People love to complain instead of just switching the channel. Ricky's a comedy genius.
When they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily the same thing. You can make jokes about any subject. It depends what the joke is.
Yeah.
There's no rules. You can't joke about this. You can.
You should be able to.
You just can.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing sacred.
Well, that's
really.
the point. There's nothing sacred. So
Yeah.
everything should be subject to ridicule.
Yeah.
I mean, even just to force you to understand, think about it more.
I know. But people then they go, wow, yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And also then they try and do this thing. Oh, you should never punch down. You should punch up. Well, who's to say what's up and down is?
Yeah, it's a subjective.
So you're deciding who's down and who's up. No. You don't get to do that.
Yeah, no, and so there's this whole thing nowadays about not offending people and people feeling uncomfortable. In the States is a big thing with sort of target words and safe zones. People don't want to hear a word that they don't like.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like?
It's not. It's but I think it's at least it's in the States. I think it's a property of upbringing where parents sort of convince their kids. When I was growing up, we played in the streets, right? But now you don't go in the streets; it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You should never take any risks, and you shouldn't do anything that might hurt you in any way or make you uncomfortable in any way. And education and science, the purpose of it is to make you uncomfortable.
And a sense of humour.
Yeah,
it makes you bulletproof.
Yeah,
you don't have to pave the jungle.
Yeah,
you can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it. I mean,
you're offending
I
ideas,
the comedy
but
comes
not people.
first, and I understand. Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
people try and give ideas rights.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not allowed to offend their. They jump in the way of the bullet and say, "Why are you shooting at me?"
Yeah.
Right? If someone insults maths, I don't go, "Oh, dare you insult maths."
Yeah.
Insult it all you like.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
If you're so fragile that you think that a joke about someone can destroy it, well, you need something else then.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. And now people saying, people mistake sometimes demanding equality, right, by not being part of humour.
Yeah.
It's actually demanding privilege.
Yeah.
It's nonsense, but I agree. It's someone says they're offended. I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke.
It's words, it's ideas, it's notions.
Exactly.
This needs to play in every classroom. Period. Ricky's not holding back, and Hollywood's feeling it. Think he's on the mark? Hit like and stick around for more on the latest Hollywood showdown.